I just want to be clear about something. This is a deli. Corey.
Thank you for this really nice.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I just want to say something really fast. I'm sorry. Will you marry me?
This is a really cool guy. Doing that. Dude, just. Dude, come on.
This was an accident.
It's always an accident when someone breaks your heart.
Oh my God. She looks awesome. She sounds awesome.
You're still in love with that, aren't you? Oh, Cody.
You could have a retirement match anywhere in the world, right? Why the hell would you want to do it here?
I'm trying to reconnect with her, man, you know?
We're actually looking into some bigger opportunities down south, Corey.
See, you get me.
You know, because after this Machina Day ceremony, she's gone.
What I said to you was in confidence.
Sheena, this is your thing, okay?
Let's be clear. I got you this opportunity, and I can take it away.
Oh, really?
Friends a little steep, you know, and you're the one who came to me.
If you put one toe out of line, I will break your limbs.
Classic.
And you slap me in the face.
What? I am not scared of Sheena to walk.
What is it?
You, ow, what? Okay. Oh! Between the two of us, the only one I ever see getting hurt is me. I think I have a concussion.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Nation Network. Vince McSham with you, along with Jay Rocks. Jay, say hi.
Hi, Jay.
Say hi, Jay. Yeah, I was going to say I fucked it up already. We are here once again at the movies, and we sat through one. I was shopping at the Dollar General store, and I saw this thing, and it said CHOKESLAM on it. And I was like, well, that's got to be wrestling related. And I looked in the back, and it was, and had some names I never heard of before. And I figured, well, for $1.25, I'm going to roll the dice. I'm actually glad I did. So this is the movie we are talking about right now, CHOKESLAM. Check out your local dollar store. You might find it there in the DVD section. I went into it with very low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised, I must say. The movie is based on a high school reunion 10 years after graduation. The young man had a crush on the girl who was going to be a pro wrestler, who then became a pro wrestler, and it was a really entertaining romantic comedy. What do you think?
I really liked it. Again, like you said, went in with lower expectations, but it was actually a really good story, and it wasn't. It was corny in parts, but not to the point where you're going, "Oh my god!" It balanced out the seriousness and the comedy and all the romantic stuff fairly well. I was really pleased with it.
Yeah, I think if I was going to put a ribbon around this thing, I would say it's every wrestling movie you've ever seen, but done a little bit better than most. It's not in the category with The Wrestler, which is an actual serious wrestling movie, but all those other ones below that. I mean, there's moments, and it also even had some other franchises in there that kind of came to mind, some Wayne's World type humor, and several other real famous comedies that I felt a little taste of that, maybe influenced some of these scenes. We see the whole thing in the beginning where the young man makes the mistake of proposing to her at high school graduation, or her farewell to high school at that point in time. And that didn't go quite as well as he planned to. And of course, that follows him into Act 2 and the middle of his life. He's 10 years later, still living at home in mom's basement, as was predicted. And she is now a successful wrestler, but she's looking at her swan song and her final match, and he's trying to convince her you need to do it back here in your hometown. Performances were not bad at all. There were some legitimate laughs. That's what surprised me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was a few times when I was sitting there and I'm watching it, and I laughed, and it's like it wasn't forced or anything like that. It was just natural. It was really well done. And even, I will say, we'll talk about it probably here in a minute, but the wrestlers who are actually in it did their jobs very well. And what laughs they provided just flowed perfectly. So
Yeah, and we are going to get into the cast just a little bit. So let's start out with the actual performers that were the leads. We had Robert Cuffley, never heard of him before, did a pretty good job. Reminded me of oh shoot, the dude from Friends with the dark hair,
Joey or
Phoebe
Chandler?
Chandler, I believe. He was the one that with the dark hair, right? Yeah.
Well, both Joey and Chandler had both dark
Well,
hair,
no,
but
Joey was yeah, no, not Joey, Chandler. Reminded me of
okay,
him a little
okay, all
bit,
right.
as well as, and I don't think it's the same actor. Maybe it is the dude from Weekend at Bernie's with the dark hair.
No, not the same actor. No.
Okay, so kind of a cross between the two is what I was
Right.
reminded of with this guy. Another star in this is Chris Marquette. Don't know him. He plays the best friend. And then Amanda Crew. Looking her up, she's been in a million movies, and I've seen none of them.
Yeah.
But she did really well in this one. She's a good-looking girl. She learned enough wrestling to, for the scenes they had to do. She didn't take any wicked bumps or anything like that, but she pulled it off. I thought she did a pretty damn good job, all things considered.
Yeah, I think if it had been a WWE movie, they probably would have had her in a match, and I think she could have pulled off something if they would have done something like that. I mean, she probably took the role pretty seriously, I'd say, and she looked like she could hang in the ring if she wanted to.
Yeah, she definitely had the look down for it. Speaking of the look, her first opponent would end up being Chelsea Green. I was like, holy shit. As soon as I saw the credits in the beginning and I saw a few names pop up on screen, I was floored. I was like, I love Chelsea. That's one of my all-time favorites. And seeing her in this movie was perfect. She played it like Chelsea can. She had a little bit of the crazy eyes going on, and then she just had she carried the match, the parts of it that they had in there. We had Lance Storm in there in the undercard, and he had a great moment sitting around the dinner table where he basically cut his old line from WWE.
Yeah.
So that was well done as well. Then we have one more name, and I'm not even going to spoil it because I didn't, and Jay didn't realize who it was until the credits rolled at the end of the show. And I had to go back and watch it and break it down frame by frame. And I was like, holy shit. Did not realize who this individual was. So we're going to leave that.
Yeah, they had him made up good.
Yeah. We're going to leave that lie, and don't cheat and go looking at the roster or anything like that, or look at the credits. Watch the movie, see if you can figure out who the name is that we haven't mentioned. There's only a few of them that are actually in this. We have Mick Foley in the match as the building's owner / promoter. I thought Mick did a pretty good job.
Yeah, for me, having worked the independents, it was like watching him do what he was doing. I'm like, I've worked for guys like that. So he did. He pulled it off. I could see him running a promotion if he wanted to. I really could, because how he acted during like the meeting and stuff that they had, and him sitting at ringside putting the matches together while he's watching them. Again, I've seen promoters do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I was impressed with him.
Yeah, I thought he played it perfectly, and they even tied in like they talk about now. None of these people play their actual selves, so like Chelsea's not Chelsea, and Mick's not Mick. Mick was Baron von something or other, and they have a point where another promoter who's trying to schmooze him is, oh man, I saw that match with you in the cage and this and that, and he's like, yeah man, going up against this guy, whatever, the Puma, and he bit my ear off, and they tie in the ear to that story and shows it. And look at that man, but he did it so well. I mean, it wasn't even like he was acting or anything. It was just, it was perfect.
Right. It was almost like they just told Mick to be Mick, but you're just not going to use your name. And that's how I took it. And that's how he played it.
Well, how else would he play it realistically? He only knows how to be Mick, so it was really well done. The only thing he didn't
do was a cheap pop, so
that's true. So anyway, overall, went into it not expecting a whole lot. there were at least 5 or 6 good laughs. I mean, that I didn't see coming, that I thought
Yeah.
were actually funny as hell. What a shock for $1.25 out of the bargain basement, man. All I can tell you is go ahead and hit your Dollar General store. I mean, 'cause I'm guessing you couldn't probably, unless maybe it's on YouTube or Tubi or something like that. I haven't even looked that far yet.
I've
But
not seen, so
yeah, so it's worth checking out if you can find it and not pay for it more than $1.25. But honestly, even if it was $5, I feel like I got my money's worth out of this thing.
well, that's what I was going to say. I definitely want it now to put with my collection. So even if I did pay $5 or $6 for it, I'm going to pick it up because it'll be one that I won't watch all the time, but every 10 months or something like that, pull it out and watch it. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch. At least one, if not more than one. So you got, I
Yep.
think, 2 thumbs up over here. I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up. There we go. So that'll wrap it up this time for At the Movies. Once again, Chokeslam is the name of the film. Pick it up at your local general dollar store, or if not, you'll find it somewhere online for sure. Until next time, when we come to you once again from the movies. Say goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, everybody.